Welcome, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
Thank you. So we are in Parshat Ki Tavo, and we're actually at the very end of the Parsha. And of course, what is noted, there are two basic themes in Parshat Ki Tavo. It starts off with the idea of Bikurim, and a declaration that the person makes when they bring their first fruits to Jerusalem. And it's essentially that passage is quoted in the Haggadah on Pesach. And then there's a lengthy part that involves a blessing and a curse. And I'm happy to say that at this point we are we have covered the curse. So we're into the very last part of this parsha right now. As you can see, it's the Shvi'i portion. And here's what it says. Vayikra Moshe el kol Yisrael. So Moses called to all of Israel, Vayomer Alayhem, and he said to them, Atem re'itim, you have seen it kol asher asa Hashem la'enechem, all that the Lord did right in front of you, la'enechem, in front of your eyes. Be'eretz Mitzrayim, in the land of Egypt, leFaro, to Pharaoh, ulachol abadav, and to all his servants, ulachol arzo, and to his entire land. So he's calling them, as having been witnesses to that. I just want to make sure, yeah, we don't have Rashi on this particular, no, we'll get to it. So, going on. Hamasot, the miracles, Hagdolot, the great miracles, Asher Ra'u Einecha, which your own eyes saw, which your eyes have seen. Ha'otot, the signs, V'hamaftim, and the miracles, Hagdolim, those great signs and miracles. Hahem, those. V'lo natan Hashem lachem lev ladat, but the Lord your God has not given you a heart to understand, ve'einaim lerot, and eyes to see, ve'oznaim lishmoa, and ears to hear, ad hayom hazeh, until this day. And of course, this verse is puzzling, right? What do you mean? So Rashi fortunately comes to our assistance. What does he mean? V'lo natan Hashem lachem lev ladat, and the Lord your God has not given you a heart to understand. And by that he says, lahakir, to recognize et chaste Kadosh Baruch Hu, all the kindness of the Lord your God, ulahidabek bo, so as to cling to him. It's so funny because after all these years, I came to a realization that the great reason that we perform mitzvot, that we practice these commandments, such as kashrut or Shabbos or any of the other ones, but especially those two, I would say, right, is simply as an expression of gratitude. That the reason for keeping kosher is a way of saying to God, thank you. Thank you for all your kindness, for all your blessings, for the fact that you've given me a life and a consciousness and an absolutely amazing world beyond all description in which to exist. And I want to be able to, in my own tiny little way, is to thank you by performing your will, by doing what you are asking me to do. And that's exactly what Moses is saying. And I have to confess, it has taken me all these years to realize that ultimately the reason you perform mitzvot is to say thank you, is not only to say thank you, but to act thank you, to live in a way that's an expression of your gratitude, your deep and unbounded gratitude to your Creator. And that's the reason for doing it. It's the best reason because being able to express one's gratitude to the person who is the cause of your gratitude, right? The reason who's been so kind to you is a privilege. It's an honor, and not to feel simply like a beggar. So, ad hayom hazeh, until today. So what do we mean until today? Shamati, right? So this is Rashi saying that I heard she'oto hayom, that day, Shenatan Moshe Sefer Torah Livnei Levi, that on the day that Moses gave this scroll of the Torah to the children of Levi, in other words, to the tribe of Levi, Kamoshe Katav, as is written, Lakaman, below, in chapter 31, right? Vayitna el HaKohanim, he gave it to the Kohanim, Bnei Levi, the sons of Levi. And then that day, in other words, we know that he turned over this Sefer to them. Ba'u Kol Yisrael, the remaining people of Israel, all of Israel came, Lifnei Moshe, before Moses, for Amru Lo, and they said to him, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses our teacher, Af Anu Amadnu B'Sinai, we also stood at Sinai, V'kibalnu et HaTorah, and we received the Torah, Unatana Lanu, and it was given to us as well, this Torah. Uma ata mashlit et bnei shivtecha, and what are you doing, giving the members of your tribe the control, right? Allah, aleha, over it. In other words, you're giving them the responsibility for it. Vayomru lanu yom machar, and possibly tomorrow they're going to say to us, Lo lacham nitna lachem. Okay, it wasn't given to you. The Torah was given to us. We are the ones who study it and are responsible for it and keeping it, etc. Nitna lanu, right? He says, lo lachim. That it was a nitna, that it wasn't given to you. Lanu nitna, it to us, the Levites. That's who it was given to. V'samach Moshe. So the Israelites are going to come and say this to Moses because he gave the Torah to the Levites. V'samach Moshe, and Moses was pleased al hadavar regarding this matter. V'al zot amar lahem, and for this reason he said to them, Hayom hazeh, today nihiyete la'am, you have become a nation, etc. And again, that is above, right, on chapter 27, just to show you, right now. So we're on chapter 29. So before in Deuteronomy, it said that you have become a nation, right? Let me find the place, okay, etc. Hayom hazeh, and today, this day, hevanti, I do understand. Moses is saying, she'atem dvekim, that you in fact cling, v'chafitzim b'kamakom, and desire to be close to God. That in fact you do want to be close to God. And the Torah is our roadmap, our guide as to how to achieve this closeness to the divine. That's essentially what it does for us. And so much more, of course. So that's what it means when he says to them, until today, you have not understood what this was all about. But today you do. Today you know and understand what a privilege, what an incredible privilege it is to be able to study Torah and to master it and try to practice it and make it part of your lives, etc. But up until this point, I wasn't sure about it. But now I am. So, next verse. Ve'olech etchem 40 shana b'midbar, and I journeyed with you, or I took you for 40 years in the wilderness. Lo valu salmotechem, your clothing did not wear out me'alechem, from upon you. V'na'alcha lo valta me'al raglecha, and your shoes did not wear out from off your feet. All these 40 years, they still remained intact. Lechem lo achaltem, you didn't eat any bread. V'yayin v'shecha lo shtitem, and wine or intoxicating drink you did not drink. Lema'an tedu, so that you would know, you would understand, ki ani Adonai Elohim, that I, the Lord, am your God. So he's quoting God in telling them this. And of course, the point was that they got to eat the manna, right? They did not have to go and try and prepare this, that to make it edible, etc. And they could have basically any taste they liked, except, according to tradition, leeks and garlic. So, v'tavo'u el hamakom hazeh, and you have come to this place. Vayetze Sichon melech Cheshbon, and Sichon king of Cheshbon, Og melech Habashan, and Og king of Bashan, went out likratenu lemilchama, went to meet us in battle. V'nakem, and we beat them, we smoked them. Right. Okay. V'tavo el hamakom hazeh, and you've come to this place. Make sure. Ata atem ro'im atzmachem. Now you see yourselves, bigdula v'chavod, in greatness and honor. Al teva'atu b'makom. Do not kick against the Holy One, right against God. V'al yarum levavchem, and do not allow your hearts to become arrogant. Ushmartem et divrei habitazot, so that you guard the words of this particular covenant. Davar acher, another interpretation of this. V'lo natan Hashem lachem lev ladat, that God has not given you a heart to understand. And this is from Tractate Avodah Zarah in the Talmud, page 5. She'ein Adam omed al sof da'ato, because up until this time, all right, a person cannot fully understand, cannot claim to fully understand Shel Rabo, is his master or his rabbi's instruction or thought processes, etc. V'chochmat mishnato, and the wisdom of his teaching, ad arba'im sha'ah, until he studied with him for 40 years. And of course, that's how long they were in the desert, right? Ulefichach, and because of this, the expectation, because you couldn't fully understand the implications of the Torah and the importance of keeping the mitzvot, for this reason, lo hikpid alechem hamachum, God was not strict with you, ad hayom hazeh, until this day. Aval mikan va'elach, but from here on, yakpid, he is going to be strict with you. God is going to expect you to know what you're doing and that you have a full understanding of what you need to accomplish. And for this reason, Rashi goes on to the next verse. Ushmartem et divrei, you shall guard the words of Habrit Hazot, of this covenant, Vasitem otam, and you shall practice them. Leman taskilu et kol asher ta'asun, in order that, and I put down, that you should act in wisdom, everything that you do. You should understand. And let's see if this, right, Rashi, right, for this reason, Ushmar Timothy Habritazot. So Rashi wants us to see that the one verse actually leads to the next verse. And that is it for the Parsha. We have completed reading the Parsha. And Harlan, do you have anything you want to add about this now? If you want to come off of mute, Harlan. Okay. I don't know. Do you have anything you'd like to say? You're back on mute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was wondering, you command the commandments and the laws. If you obey them,
Yes.
that's fine. But if you don't, the curses come on.
Right.
Today, the modern day, we obey the commandments by going to shul and observing Shabbos. I think that's and observing the holidays. That's the only thing I can think of right now on the commandments. Do they have a list of commandments for Shabbos, the 39 commandments? Is there a list that you can look
Yes,
at?
you can find there have been works about this that talk about, and by the way, there are many other commandments that were commanded. Look at the Ten Commandments, Harlan, and you realize there are many other commandments that we are commanded to follow that perhaps people choose not to. So, but we do absolutely have books that discuss and maybe even go into detail regarding many of the commandments that we're still, you know, supposed
Okay.
to practice today. I mean, there's a book called the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Basically, you understand the Shulchan Aruch is a companion of all the commandments that we are nowadays still supposed to fulfill. And
Oh,
many comments on that as well. But there's something called the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Kitzur, and it's easier to follow than the Shulchan Aruch
oh,
itself, and he does, and it's translated into English as well, by the way.
oh. I
So
can get that at the library, at the shul library.
I'm sure of it, and the rabbi there might even be able to refer you to other books besides that that might be even more helpful.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
That's interesting. Thanks for telling me. I didn't
of
know.
course. Oh no, absolutely. There's a ton of material. So Harlan, I'm going to stop the recording. It's a short session today,
Okay.
and tomorrow, God willing, we'll go back into the Torah Tamima. Take care. All right, I'm just stopping the recording.